What's up, fight fans? This is Curtaville with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder and the differences between their two losses. Okay, and the reason I'm making this video is because of a particular subscriber that left a very good comment. You know, he counterpunched with this. He says, to be fair with you, you were going with a fake excuse story as well when Ruiz beat Joshua. You still believe that fake concussion story. You also couldn't deal with the loss of your favorite fighter. Okay, now, I thank God for comments. Comments is what makes people have their voices. That's their take. That's their counterpunch. You know, their comment, their opinion. And at that time, when Anthony Joshua did get beat, there was stories that came out that he was concussed, you know, and that would explain the way he acted in the ring when he did get hit, okay? And it seemed easier to believe. It did, okay? And I reported that story. I had a couple stories because it was leaked or rumored, quote unquote. It was rumored that Joey DeWaco, or one of the people in Joey DeWaco or in Anthony Joshua's camp, knocked him out or knocked him down or hit him and gave him a concussion. Okay, that was rumored. Don't know where the rumors come from. That's why they're rumors. Okay, so I wasn't the only one to report that. Okay, all over Hatman Strikes Back, Ring IQ, Blue Blood Sports TV, IFL TV. Look, that wasn't just one particular area of people, okay? These were different channels that heard the same thing. So it wasn't me just spreading this, hey guys, guess what? This is Curtaville, and I have another news report about Anthony Joshua, and I feel he was concussed every single day or 2 or 3 times a day, okay? I seen the story. I reported a couple stories. You know, Joey DeWaco refused to comment on the story, kind of similar to Deontay Wilder. I mean, I don't even think anyone even asked Deontay, though. I think that's the difference. You know, because no one can seem to get a hold of him, and they don't really want to ask him certain questions. Okay, but I'm going to get back to that. All right. Now, did I ever blame Ruiz for Anthony Joshua's whatever his condition was? He was responsible for getting into the ring. Even Boxing Ego said the same thing. They twisted it as he had a panic attack. So there was a panic attack, then there was a concussion. Okay? And even Blue Blood, I remember, he went on to say, well, he blamed Eddie Hearn. Well, if he shouldn't have been in there, he shouldn't even been in there if he wasn't up to par. Well, that's true. But then here's the deal, people. It's up to the fighter to make that decision for themselves. Okay, because remember, Eddie Hearn works for Anthony Joshua. Without Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn wouldn't get paid, okay, from that particular fight. So he was responsible for how he or what he did when he came into the ring, when he went into the ring. Same for Deontay Wilder. If the man's legs was shot due to whatever, if he was injured, didn't tell nobody. If that arm injury, he already had the right bicep. If he was already injured, that's not the fault of Tyson Fury, and it was not the fault of Andy Ruiz either. Andy Ruiz went in there and did what he's supposed to do. Fair play to him. Bob Arum was saying the same shit. And you know Bob doesn't give a damn about Anthony Joshua, nor his former pupil or talent, Andy Ruiz, right? He'll say some sly comment every chance he gets. That's Bob Arum, though. Okay, so that's ESPN, that's IFL TV, and guess what? But here's the main reason. Here's the main reason why I reported that, because his father had something to say, like, hey, he didn't look right. You know, he didn't look right. Okay, that's just something that you report. Okay, what's her name? Serafina. This was recently about a month ago. She said that they heard something in Joshua's camp that he wasn't up to par. Now, this was before the loss. Okay, so those things were coming from different sources. Maybe the rumor came from the same place, but they spread out. Okay, and what made it so intriguing is that Anthony Joshua himself didn't sit back and allow people to say that when they asked him, hey, how did you feel that day? He was like, I felt absolutely great. Okay, even though he came out after he won, which made more sense, and said, hey, yeah, there was something, but I'm not going to say that right now. Right? So that makes more sense. But that day, he was like, nope, Andy Ruiz won. He's the better man. He was the better man that day. He beat me fair and square. Nope, there was no problems. Nope, nope, and nope. Eddie Hearn, same thing. No. Right? Everybody denied everything on Team Joshua. There's no conspiracy. There's no backstory to some type of other BS that happened with me. Nothing happened. Right? They didn't see shit. They didn't say shit. Or they didn't see shit. We didn't see shit. So it ain't shit. Right? Power. I've been watching Power. So that's the difference between that. Instead of one group of people that are saying and pitching the same thing over and over again like a bad record. Oh, by the way, the record's broke. Right? That's the huge difference. That Wilder's not necessarily saying anything, but then, oh, we got his brother to say something. Okay, I guess he's his brother's keeper, right? That's what he is. That's what he does. He speaks for Deontay Wilder. Last I heard, Deontay can speak for himself. Okay, but that's the closest we have. And of course, if you look at Anthony Joshua's dad, Robert Joshua, Marcellus Wilder, Deontay Wilder's brother. You got these two people that are close to this talent because they're related to him, father and son, right? Of course, they're going to feel some type of way, and they would be more compelled by compassion that, hey, maybe something was wrong with my brother, or maybe something was wrong with my son. I think they were more, and a lot of people were in shock, They were in shock. They were in shock how Joshua got beat. I was in shock. I was like, damn, he really got beat. And he got beat, but from one defining punch, he was gone. And he wasn't the same fighter after he got hit, right? Well, a lot of people had problems believing that because of, I believe, prejudice, honestly. Because they couldn't believe a short, fat, no-neck guy like Andy Ruiz could beat someone that looked like that because he appeared like this indestructible guy. So everybody thought that. So Andy Ruiz became that guy that was like, dang, man, something had to be wrong with Anthony Joshua to get beat because of how it looked. If you look at that fight, you're like, no way. The fight don't even look believable. Right? So, of course, people were looking and scrambling for concussions. See, there's the difference when you report something like I did, like everybody else did too, versus someone looking, reaching, oh, I'm researching that. Yeah, Joshua, he was confirmed that he was knocked out. He was confirmed. Where was he confirmed with? Who? By what? By what source? And then Joshua himself, though, shut all that down. How? Simply said nothing was wrong with me. Made a statement. Took the L. Accepted the loss because it's not going to change anything. Because again, when two fighters enter the ring, regardless of what condition, they're responsible for fighting. That's when you get paid. Okay? When that first bell rings, ding, ding. That's when it's time to fight. That's when it's time to get paid too, regardless of what happens. So the excuses don't mean anything. Even if Joshua was concussed, it doesn't matter. For one, he didn't admit it anyway. For two, It's not Andy Ruiz's problem how he is in his condition, in his right mind, or in fighting shape. If he's not in fighting shape, who cares? You know what I mean? It's sad because, like, the only people that lose is the fans and really himself, right? But looking at someone that's not 100%, it's, again, that's up to that fighter. Now it'd be a different story if someone had put a gun to his head and made him go in there. But no one made Anthony Joshua go in there that day. Because we seen the, what was it? The Anthony Joshua, he has his own channel. So he had like a backstory, kind of like a, the HBO 24/7 style documentary of what happened in the dressing room, him warming up, him waiting to go out, this, that, and the other, right? So we had that. They showed all that stuff. You know, they showed you clips of it, rather. You know, the ring walk and all that stuff. And I really didn't even talk about the ring walk as much as other channels did. And those other channels were LDBC channels. Okay, so I wasn't the only one saying that. Okay, and it looks like to me that those particular channels are really easy to believe rumors or propaganda. And that's what it tells me. Because if those guys were willing to believe the Wild Boar story, so Tyson Fury's a cheetah, to the glove on the left glove from the first fight, and you use that as evidence, to the spiked water, to now the right hand, you know, like it's just too much. So they believed each and every story. Okay, Joshua, I can recall, had a concussion. Those other channels, oh, he was spooked and he wasn't psychologically there. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean? So I didn't believe that. But a concussion, it made sense because the one person that could clear it up didn't. And that was Joey DeWaco. You know what I mean? And he still hasn't said anything about it because he took the sparring rule. The golden sparring rule is what goes on in sparring stays in sparring. I get that. But then no one knows anything. But then here's the thing. If he did go out and say something contrary to what Anthony Joshua already said, he would look like the liar, wouldn't he? And he would make Anthony Joshua look like the liar or him the liar. But it would bring friction in between that talent and Joey DeWaco being the guy that helped that talent get prepared, okay? And he wouldn't work with Anthony Joshua again, and I'm pretty sure he likes those AJ checks, right? So it was a lot that was going on and the differences between those two. Anthony Joshua spoke and cleared his name of any propaganda or rumors, where Deontay Wilder did not. That's the difference. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunched. Peace.